Everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to Cahoots Live for Sunday, February 11th. In case you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Dylan Trahan. With me, as always, my main man, Patrick Main. How you doing, Pat?
Really good, man. I'm a little tired. I was partying pretty hard yesterday at the Sugar Shack. With all the guys from the Sugar Shack and a bunch of other cool people.
A bunch of people that we know and that you know if you've been watching the show for a while. Scott Duncan, Yarko.
was spinning some dubstep.
Dubstep?
Yeah, it was dubstep and chill. That was the name of the party.
Sounds chill.
And it was chill. Yeah.
Now, let's dip into our Cahoots Live Fishbowl. the most lazily named segment on the show. Let's see. Wait, Pat, you do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, you have to do this ventriloquist style.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
You have to read about our show a la ventriloquist.
We're gonna be doing puppets today. That's so apt. What, I'm gonna use my sock.
Okay.
Hold on. Here we go. Don't forget this show comes at you live every Sunday at noon. Oh, this sock's a little dirty. Eastern time on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook with new amazing guests of all creative persuasions, such as sock puppeteers. If you like this show, don't forget to leave a comment, join in the chat, like, subscribe, follow, or just tune in again next week. Our guests this week are Andrea Zimmer and Tye Dye Daddy-O.
I think your ventriloquism needs a little work.
Hey, it's
your lips were moving quite a lot.
That's not very nice. Time for the icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Tye Dye Daddy-O.
Hey, yeah.
That's such a fun name to say.
Hey, yeah, I like it. It rolls off the tongue, doesn't
It's fantastic.
Daddy-O.
In case you don't know, Neil does tie-dyes. You'll see him at all the festivals around here this summer. Which ones are you going to be at?
Well, May 2-4 kicks it off with Frontier Ghost Town, the Come Together Music Festival. It's an annual thing that's spring and fall. The end of the year, I'll finish out with Labor Day there, which is always a good time. Then there's several others. There's going to be Puff Jam. Let's see what else. You got the Burnt Up Fest. There's going to be Jamland. I'm still forming it all together.
I didn't realize there were this many hippie festivals.
Oh yeah. I did 7 of them last summer. So,
Right on, man.
So to get the interview kicked off, we've got an icebreaker here. We've got, what is the question? Who is your favorite fictional character?
Oh, I'm going to start.
Okay.
My favorite fictional character is Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Holden Caulfield.
No, I don't actually even know who that is.
You strike me as kind of that.
Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye?
Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, yeah.
Even I know that.
Neil, what about you? What's your favorite fictional character?
My favorite fictional character. How about Sherlock Holmes? He's always good.
Yeah.
He's
Solving
fictional.
mysteries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's figuring stuff
And he's like a flawed hero. Like he has his moments where
sure.
he's not made out to be be
And
he's
then Mentry deal, Watson. Which was never said in
Really?
anything. He's never said that.
Did they just add that in for the movies?
It just became a thing that people think that he said, but
It's like Play It Against Sam. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never said Play It Against Sam.
And then Woody Allen made a movie called Play It Against Sam,
There you go.
even though it never been
stuff
said.
up.
What about you? Who are you?
My favorite fictional character, you know what? I'm gonna go with my favorite from when I was a kid. I don't know if this still holds up, but Ian Malcolm in Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but because when you watch that movie back, he's not a likable guy.
No.
But he's very charming.
He's very charismatic. I like when he's on screen.
Like you're definitely not supposed to like him though.
No.
Like the first thing you see is him hitting on Sam Neill's girlfriend.
What a douche.
All right, let's talk about tie-dye.
Tie-dye. What do you want to know?
Well, I actually, someone just talked to me about tie-dye the other day. Said, I just realized why it's called tie-dye. No.
Tie and dye. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's not necessarily tie. Like a lot of people think you just take some strings or you take some elastics, just bind them up, and then you dip them in a big old pot. Well, no. Maybe at church camp you did when you were a kid, but the kind of stuff I do is there's a lot of different styles I do. I do what they call Southern California style tie-dye, which is basically based on the tie-dyes that came about with the band The Grateful Dead back in the 60s, and then followed on through until 95 when Jerry died. And myself, I was lucky. I got to see Jerry Garcia play 37 times.
Nice.
God,
Which,
dude.
considering, you know, the timing was perfect. I was
Yeah.
in college, I was broke, but hey, I caught every show I could. And back then, tickets were cheap, so you could. And I started out in '89, started making some tie-dyes. And I would go to a show, throw them in the back of my backpack, and just, you know, hey man, want to buy a t-shirt? $10. You know? And I always had money for tickets and gas and food and booze and, you know, whatever else. And anyways, I did that for, you know, a few years just as a hobby, something fun to do. And then basically Jerry died and I got serious about career. I became a pastry chef in Toronto at Pics restaurants and did that for a number of years. And then 9 years ago, I had an accident and I buggered up my back.
Yeah.
And it changed my life, but in a way, it brought me back to my roots.
Yeah.
And I had a kit from Michael's, a tie-dye kit. And basically, my son was 5 at the time, and I said, hey, let's make up some tie-dyes. We'll have a little daddy-o day camp kind of thing.
That's where the name came from.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I was at the time, because I was home, I was taking the kids places and stuff like that, where mostly it was all women. And, you know, they were having a craft show or whatever, and they were like, hey, how do we sell some tie-dyes? And I said, sure. And it's like, that's when daddy-o really came, because I was the only guy.
Yeah.
It was all women selling Etsy stuff, or, you know, the Scentsy and Tupperware or whatever. And then there was me.
So you carved your niche.
And so that's where the name came from, was Tye Dye Daddy-o. And of course I spell it T-Y-E because everybody spells tie-dye T-I-E, right?
Yeah.
So let's shake it up a bit, you know. So I started doing that, and you know, basically this was right around the time that Facebook came out. And basically a lot of friends of mine from 20 years ago were like, hey man, you're making these things again?
Yeah.
I got shirts that you made me 20 years ago that are still bright and colorful, but they're wearing out. I've washed them hundreds of times, you know. And can you make me a new one? I've got kids now. Can you make a couple for my kids? I love that.
Yeah.
So I started doing a little bit of that, and then I started vending at, you know, some local markets and stuff like that. And you know, didn't really make a lot of money, but it got me out and, you know, gave me more money to be able to buy more supplies and do my art.
So so you do more than just shirts.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Right now you're wearing a full-on jumpsuit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and I'm looking at a bunch of tapestries hanging here in Pics Studios.
Yeah, I've done everything from Chuck Taylor Converse
cool.
to prom dresses.
You had one pair of like long underwears that you did tie-dye.
You
That was
name
great.
it. I love doing custom work where people come to me with an idea and they say, hey, I've got this. Or a lot of women, they'll have a favorite sundress that they love wearing. And they get out on the patio one night drinking the Pinot. And next thing you know, it's all over them. And they're like, what am I going to do with this dress? And it's like, you give it to Daddy-o. And then I do my thing to it. And now they've got a one-of-a-kind Pinot swilling and spilling outfit that nobody will be able to tell.
That's amazing.
That is awesome, man. Where do you get the clothes to tie-dye if not from people that say, I'd like to custom make this?
Well, a lot of stuff, I do get some stuff that I upcycle. A lot of women's stuff is upcycled, which a lot of hippies love the fact that it's upcycled.
Totally.
Keeping it out of the landfill, you know. So I get stuff at like thrift stores and stuff like that. I do buy a lot of stuff brand new.
Yeah.
You know, like right now I've got a bunch of women's bodysuits.
Cool.
Really sexy little tie-dye, you know. Girls look great in them. And I get them at a Blue Note store that's near me that's an outlet. So I get them for a fair enough price that I can still sell them tie-dyed for about what it would cost to buy just a plain colored one in the mall.
Oh, that's really cool.
Right on, so, you know, like you walk in the mall, it's going to cost you $20 for this bodysuit. Well, I'll sell it to you for $30, and it's one of a kind.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, so I do a lot of that. T-shirts, I have, you know, wholesalers that I go to, and I buy, you know, 12 dozen at a time.
Yeah.
Like, in the beginning of the spring, because I tie-dye outside.
Yeah.
Beginning of the spring, when I'm getting ready for the festivals, I go hard.
Yeah.
I made over 600 tie-dyes last spring.
Yeah.
Before the festivals. And then I did probably another 400 during the summer of various things. Yeah. Because you got to keep the stock up.
Yeah.
You know.
But there's different kinds of tie dyeing too, right? You said you had some that where you called them like ice dyed.
Right.
What's that mean if something's ice dyed?
Well, basically, I make my dyes outside, and basically the way the process is, you take the shirt, you fold it into the pattern you want, or spin it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you soak it in a solution of soda ash, which basically makes the chemicals in the dyes react. So it binds right to the fiber. And basically, you use a liquid dye that you just basically squirt your colors where you want to have it.
Yeah.
Then you rinse it out and you untie it, and this is what you got.
Yeah.
And it's basically organized chaos. I have an idea what's going to happen, but you never really know. It depends on how it's going to flow.
Yeah.
So that's the traditional way.
Okay.
But there's a lot of other ways too. And like in the winter, because I do it outside, I really get jonesing for making something. So I usually by about December, first good snow, I'll do an ice dye or snow dye, which is basically you fold it, you soak it, everything's still the same, except for instead of using the liquid dye that you squirt onto it, you use powder dye.
Okay.
It's a little bit more expensive because you go through a lot more dye.
Yeah.
But it's a cool effect. And basically you put your colors on the places you want it, you dump the snow on it, you bring it inside. Now I put it in a Rubbermaid tote.
Yeah.
You bring it into the house, let it sit overnight for a day or two. And what happens is the snow melts down through the fabric and it drags the color through it. And it gives a really cool, soft, almost watercolor pastel kind of
That's
effect
really
to it.
cool.
And depending on how you bind it, like you're saying, tie,
Yeah.
right? People think you just use a string and elastics. Well, it's not that way.
Yeah.
I do use elastics.
Yeah.
In some cases, I do use some twine, but it's not just regular old string.
Okay.
I use what they call artificial sinew, which is used in leather work a lot. It's basically a polyester cording that's been coated with a beeswax.
Huh.
So when I bind that and I pull it tight, it gets about 70 pounds pressure. So what happens is nothing gets through there.
Yeah.
So once I've dyed it and I open it up, you get some really cool effects.
Oh yeah, we got some shirts behind us here that we were actually selling at Pics Studio.
Yeah.
So I showed them. So actually, I don't
Oh,
know if
those
any
are
of these are
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, this one here is a spiral. Basically, this is one of the easiest, simplest, but it's one of my favorite. And people love a spiral. Basically, I don't know if you can see this, but basically to make this, you're gonna take the shirt like so, flat. And when I'm doing these, generally I soak them in the soda ash so they're damp. And then you take it in the center and you start to twist. And because it's damp, it comes together really nicely. And basically, it comes together about like that. And then you put your rubber bands on it to hold it. And then when you apply your dyes, you apply them like a pie shape. So once you've done it, you've done the rainbow, you started out here and gone all the way around. Sometimes I'll flip it over, and then the backside I'll do just all black or something like that to give you some real definition.
That looks really neat, even how you're holding it right there. That's really
But then
cool.
when you open it,
Yeah.
that's when you get where the spiral comes
that's
together.
so cool.
So this one might be an ice dye, is
Right.
it?
This
Okay.
one here is an ice dye. This is one
Oh,
that's
that's
basically, this is done with the artificial sinew. That basically, to make this one, it's very random. But what I like about these is you look at the front, it's one thing. You look at the back, and it's not the same. Whereas this one here is basically a mirror image of it. But because of this, what you can do is you can gather it up and then apply your twine, your artificial sinew, and pull it tight, pull it tight, pull it tight, apply your dyes. And then you'll put the ice on it, the snow on it, and that's what you end up with,
That's
something
really
like
neat.
that.
That looks so cool. Man, that's awesome.
So, and then this would be another twist
seen
one,
one
I
like
Yeah,
guess,
that's
right?
another spiral.
That's another spiral. Okay, so just what's a memorable story? You've lived a life, man.
Yeah, festival life is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's a memorable story just from your
Well, is this a PG show or is it?
it's 14A.
Yeah, okay.
14A, yeah.
Well, basically, I've met a lot of great bands.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing. I love good live music.
Yeah.
In particular, jam bands, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of these festivals have a lot of great local Ontario talent coming up. Bands like Flat Five.
Yeah.
Bands like Roadwaves out of Niagara Falls. Mustache Hat.
yeah.
Diesel Dog. Connor Gaines Band.
Yeah,
There's
he's
so
great.
many great bands
He's
that are,
incredible.
I'm telling you, some of these guys, you're going to see them on the Junos.
Yeah.
Oh,
Soon
100%.
enough,
The moment I saw Connor, I was like, wow.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Every time I see him at a festival, I walk by him, I go, ladies and gentlemen, Connor Gaines.
Well, that guy said to him,
Maybe
when
one day
I saw him play,
I'll do his album and show, But,
I told him, I said, man, you don't play guitar, you speak guitar.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
great,
So natural.
But there's
Yeah.
some great bands I've met over the years. I've done T-shirts for the bands, for some of them, where they say, hey man, I want to get our logo put on a shirt. Can you tie dye them? I was like, absolutely. You know, I did 200 of them recently for Roadwaves and for their summer tour last year, and they're going to be going back out on the road this year across Canada, and they're going to get some more made up as well. So I'm happy to help them out, to promote them, to give them a shirt that looks awesome that people are going to want to buy. And it gives me a little bit of work too.
That's rad, man. All right, well, thank you so much for coming on today, man. Let's make sure. So, what festivals do you have coming up? Let's list them one more time for anyone.
Okay,
who's
well,
gonna be out
again, some things are still to be finalized, but guaranteed, Come Together Music Festival
Great
in Durham,
festival.
just north of Durham, Ontario. It's my favorite. It's out of all of, that is my favorite festival. It's twice a year. You've got May 2-4 and you've got Labor Day. And then also another one that goes on the same property is July 1st. It's a new one that some friends of mine have put together, Cale Stewart and Nathan Johnson. And they did it last year for the first year. This year will be the second, and that's July 1st. And then there's going to be Puff Jam. There's going to be Jamland. A lot of jamming going on. And then there's going to be the Burnt Up Fest. Some of these are 420 friendly festivals. Yeah. So it's kind of a good fit. You know, the people that like my stuff generally like that kind of stuff. So yeah, there's a few that I'm still trying to put together and finalize, but pretty much those are my main ones that I'll be at for sure.
Cool,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Good seeing you. I'm going to shake your hand. I'm one of those hippies that shakes.
I usually hug over. There's a Patrick between us.
True enough.
Bob, give me the one. I've got to tell you about a little place that you might recognize because it's right behind me. We're in Pics Studio. We do this show live from Pics Studio. I work at Pics Studio. Patrick owns Pics Studio with his lovely partner Casey, and they've created a location where you can come and learn a lot about art. You can get involved, play music, maybe get a band going. You can play around with some paints and stuff. We've got Marianne, fantastic art teacher. I'm going to be starting up my drama class again here in the spring. And it's a great place to hang out. You can come and see all the lovely people you see here today. But let's get back. We have another guest coming. Bob, swing us around. I'll get this out of the way for now. Andrea Zimmer. Andrea, thank you so much for coming. Here, I'm gonna do the Jimmy Fallon and just go like that. That made noise.
Just wreck all my merchandise.
Pics Studio, where Dylan ruins all the guitars.
Where there's cue card chips out of all the guitars. So, Andrea, what do you do?
I do a lot of different kinds of art and teaching kids crafts. I do a lot of the kids activities at festivals, all our local festivals, or a lot of them anyway.
Yeah.
And I love doing that. It's something, again, Daddy was talking about the summer season coming, and it's something to look forward to and coming up with themed things that people will enjoy while they're at the festival with kids.
Yeah.
Art really takes off in the summer around here too.
Yeah,
Like you do see
there's so
people.
many
This is such a vibrant arts
music
community.
festivals again, and theater, all that stuff.
Well,
Totally.
when we met you at the Arts Ignite, which is, in case people don't know, it's a annual thing put on by the community that just brings artists together. And you were actually one of the people talking there. Mm-hmm. So how did you find yourself in this community, being involved with all the artists in this community?
I'm originally from Dashwood, which is about an hour and a half south of here, small town. And I moved out to BC, to Vancouver, went to art school and all that. Stayed out there for almost 20 years. And then came home, met my boyfriend at the time out there. And then we came home to visit, meet each other's families.
That's how I got here,
We
too.
had friends from out there that had moved back here.
Yeah.
So we came to Kincardine. And we were both like, yeah, I could live here. Yeah, we can afford a house. Yeah.
It's a sticky place. You come in, you're like, this is a lovely place. I'm going to stay for a little while.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you live here.
Yeah.
So
But we came in the
was
winter,
weird.
so it was good.
you scared me a little bit. I heard myself in stereo. So you do these programs at a lot of the festivals around town with the young folk that are at the festival. So you named a couple of them. Where are you going to be this summer? You named a couple the other day when we were talking.
There's a few of them, but for sure Scottish Festival, which is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event. And the kids' events have really taken off on both days. Sunday's actually the family day. And so crafts and activities, like last year we made bucket drums.
Yeah.
Because that band with the really big drums, Albanat, came from Scotland, and we had on the Sunday we had a mini golf course set up, but it was mostly made of pool noodles and all kinds of things.
Right on.
But it was great, And then the Blues Festival.
Yeah.
We're usually set up in the park along with artists and vendors and things.
Do kids need to pre-register for any of that, or they can just kind of
No,
find you?
Scottish Festival, it's included once you're in the festival.
cool.
Blues
Yeah.
Festival has their Saturday all-free street festival. So
Okay.
we're just part of that. So
Cool.
anybody can come.
That's so cool.
Hopefully the Marine Festival is happening again.
Yeah.
And done that the last few years.
Cool.
Yep.
So you work a lot with kids, but have you had any experience working with adults? Like, do you find a difference when you're like dealing with kids who are trying to explore art versus adults trying to get into the
Yeah, I
arts?
just started teaching. I picked up the art classes at Trillium Court.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
But
cool.
anybody, again, can come to those
Yeah. That's
awesome.
on Tuesday afternoons. And then once a month, it'll be more of a serious art class.
Yeah.
And again, people who live there come, people in the community come, anyone,
Yeah.
anyone can come. And so I do find kids are more, when they're young anyways, they're much more free with what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't care if
they're
they make
happy to make it,
mistakes,
which
eh?
is,
Yeah.
well, it's not
Yeah.
even a mistake, right?
Oh,
But-
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
exactly. You're
and
right.
as you
Good
get
point.
older, you kind of, and I do it too, you're kind of like, oh, it's not the way I wanted it to
Yeah.
turn out. And
Overthink it. Adults
yeah,
overthink.
and
right?
sometimes you
Yeah.
just have to let it go because you can
Yeah.
learn from your mistakes, of course.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's the thing. Kids, I find, get excited about the result as opposed to adults. I don't know if you find this, but that we have this platonic ideal and we're like, I didn't reach the result I expected,
Yeah.
as opposed to being excited just because you made something.
Yeah.
Like when kids have a picture that they drew, they're like, look at what I did.
Yeah.
Hang it on the wall, please. I'm so
And
excited.
adults are usually like, don't look at
Yeah.
what I did.
Yeah, it's like I think it's all good, like
Yeah.
whether you want to show it or not. Like, but I'm an artist, so
Yeah.
I can't imagine not making stuff.
Yeah.
And as musicians, I'm sure you guys know
Absolutely.
what that would be like.
Speaking of you being an artist and making stuff, there's some really cool looking pieces off to the side there. Let's kind of show our.
Of course, we left them just out of reach.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick. These are acrylic
Oh, those are adorable.
paintings.
These are adorable, and these
Yeah.
were you were talking about
Sure, these ones are
doing a lot of
yeah.
kids getting inspired by kids books,
Yes.
right? So is this is a series now?
yeah.
Is this for a kids book? No.
It's not.
Okay.
Well, I'd love if it was, but I need to work on my portfolio. Again,
Yeah.
You know, like you have to create a series, and that's the idea. But yeah, these are more like standalone pieces.
Okay.
But
Oh,
that's
they're
one of
so
those,
lovely.
again, like even as an artist, you're like, well, that's something I want to do someday. And,
Yeah.
you know,
And I like how on here, I don't know if it's going to show up on camera or not, but it's all
caught
textured.
my eye too. Tilt it up a little bit so
Can
they
you
can
guys
see it on
see?
the main camera.
It's got a cool kind of like texture
yeah,
to it.
I did some putting some gel on it ahead of time, and then putting some paper on it, lifting it. So you get kind of like ripples even in the.
Yeah.
Neat.
The reflection of the stars. How did you do these like sweeps and the reflections? Is that just a brush or?
Yep.
That's so
yeah.
cool.
The stars, I think I used a stencil. Sometimes I use stencils. Sometimes I just paint.
Oh, that's so
Cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I love this one too. Lift that one up there. What's
those-
happening?
We love them all.
Yeah. What's happening in that
This
photo?
is like just,
Or
kind of like what happens every day at our house kind of thing. So Billy got the ball and a beer in his hand, and he's having a drink of water before he goes chasing the ball again.
That's
So there's one of those ones you
fantastic.
paint and you're kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna put this in the show, and then it's like, no, don't sell that.
Yeah, it's hard to let go of pieces, I would imagine.
Yeah.
When you
Well, especially when you put your family in them too.
of course, yeah.
That's so interesting, yeah, because it's sort of the same when you write something personal. Like it's very hard when you make something so personal to let it go and to
Yeah.
let it be shared by other people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even just showing it sometimes can be tough.
Do you want to see the other one?
I would love to.
All right, so then there's.
This one's
My
my
owl.
absolute favorite right here.
So cool.
Yeah. So did you like go ruffling around through the dump, or how'd you find this stuff?
Years of collecting stuff, and
Yeah?
every once in a while I pull it all out and then try to see what I can make out of it. That one's got rusty old tin cans that I collected off the street.
That's so cool.
Pieces of a book that was, this here was a book cover that got used in an installation piece years ago.
Oh, neat.
Like,
That's so cool.
yeah, I used to do, when I first got out of school, like the whole thing I did in school was like doing an installation where you take over a whole room.
Yeah.
And now I do more smaller things or outdoor things, more, again, teaching or festivals and things.
So when I'm coming back to this piece,
yeah.
when you collect all this different material, did you kind of think, I'm gonna make an owl, or did you just kind of land things out and it's like it starts to look like an owl?
Yeah,
right?
no, I have no idea when I'm collecting it what I'm going to do with it. I originally thought I'd make a puppet out of it.
Yeah.
But then this one turned into,
That would be
yeah,
cool
I don't
too.
know. This might have been something else before I actually glued it all down or tacked it or nailed it,
That's so
fired
cool.
it, some of it, figuring out how to get it on there.
And you have one more like this too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I didn't bring the girl that goes with it, but I figured it was appropriate for Valentine's coming up.
I didn't even notice the boots. The boots are amazing.
I just noticed those too. Those are great.
That is so cool.
Cool.
Now we've seen what you made, but now you're going to coach us through. Me and Patrick have been competing. I've been competing against our guests, but today I'm going to be competing against Patrick in a competition for our Art Olympics.
All right. Lightly, I
Thank you.
realized.
I love how Patrick knows that I'm too lazy to move. Like I'm too airheaded. I'm just like, I'll let them move everything. So there is a lot of stuff here. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to compete to see. There will be a performance at the end of today's show using some puppets. But we thought we'd try our hand at making some of those puppets, and then we're going to default to using the good ones that Andrea made.
No, but wait,
Oh.
whoever
Those
wins this
flyers on
challenge
the
gets
bar.
their puppet
That's
incorporated
true.
into
Yes,
the
that is
performance.
true.
So we got
Patrick-
it's a high stakes game.
I'm going to take you down, man. You're going
throw
down.
those
I don't know, Dylan. You don't have a great track record.
I don't have a track record that is befitting of someone who can trash talk the way I'm trash talking, but
All right.
let's get the fishbowl out of the way.
So it's you guys competing, is that right?
So we're
Yes.
going to compete.
I guess I do.
So we'll be asking for your guidance along the way here to
Okay.
see.
So there's.
So
Yeah,
And that's
go
the thing
ahead.
with art is you have to be competitive
Yeah.
when you're making art.
we're trying to send the message that everyone can do art.
There are
but-
winners and losers.
But there are winners and losers. No, that's not how we feel at
That's
all.
not true.
Okay, so how do we start?
Yes.
So we're kind of going to do a paper bag puppet, but
Okay.
not where you put your hand in. So we're going to take some flyers
Okay.
Okay.
just to make the head, and just put those inside.
Yeah, yes, sir. Okay.
So
It's
it's
a
one of those things.
distinctly-
There's lots of ways to make a puppet.
I was gonna say, it's a distinctly male instinct that I'm like, if I put more in there, it'll be better. I was like, I should put both
I'm
of
going
them
to
in
put
there.
2 pieces just to make sure I have enough to put all the rest on.
Okay.
It's probably pretty noisy on the microphones there.
Okay.
And then I've already cut these pieces, so you can just tie those around the neck, and that's going to be your arms too.
Oh!
Okay. You're very enthusiastic about that. Oh, arms!
Everyone in the studio this morning found out that, without me intending it, that I am weirdly obsessed with puppets, and that I have a love for puppets. Okay.
There we go. Now, so I think we need a couple puppet rods,
puppet rods.
on the at the end of the arms, just so you can control it, or I'll be able to control it later.
Okay.
What we're using today is just I thought about bringing glue guns. but
Ziggy's potato salad.
These are just
Gosh.
these are sticky dots.
Okay.
And they should hold. You can just
There's my little guy.
peel
Okay.
off the little dots.
I'm starting to see how this is going to come together, too.
And let's see.
You can follow along at home.
Yeah.
Just pull out your bin of puppet supplies. That's what I love about Bob Ross. Because there's always a point where he's like, you could paint this at home. And it's like, I can't even watch you without getting upset at how bad I am at painting.
Yeah, he makes it look easy for
He
sure.
does.
Like,
He just makes it
yeah.
look
And
like
he's so
impossibly
calming.
easy. That's
So
why I
calming.
watch him, is because he just makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
These are
These are
sticky little-
sticky.
They're very sticky.
Very
yeah.
sticky.
I've never even seen these before. They're sticky
I think they're a
dots.
scrapbooking supply.
Okay.
You might have got
okay.
the end of a roll there. Dylan.
That's okay. I think
There.
for today's exercise,
Yep, you're good.
I'm good.
And so often when I teach workshops and stuff, I would do kind of like this, like kind of guide them through like a basic setup. I use a lot of recycled materials or things that you hopefully do have on hand.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like I often have a whole bunch of stuff. So now you get to do whatever you like. So you want to add.
We get to do whatever we like.
Well,
okay.
I got fabric,
I love
yarn.
him.
So I don't know. I think you guys are making
All right, let's see.
A mom?
puppet, or
We're making a mom, right?
I think we're making a mom puppet.
is that what you're making?
Yeah.
A mom? Sure.
So,
So
the,
she's
the,
going to be kind of crazy.
while we're doing this, let's give them like a synopsis, like a flash trailer of what they're about to watch us do. So what is this play that we're going to be
We're
performing?
gonna done it a couple times. The Gunny Wolf. It's a traditional folk tale, and it depends. I can't quite nail down where it's from. I heard originally it was from South Africa,
Okay.
but then I was reading again that it's maybe Appalachian or African American.
Okay.
So it's maybe crossed the continents and yeah. Oh, there's some googly eyes. in there somewhere.
I've been dying to just pull that puppet out and host the entire show using the Gunny Wolf puppet. It makes me so happy.
There's the
Oh, there's
googly
some
eyes.
really big ones.
There's googly eyes.
Excellent. Do you know what? This little thing's gonna go.
No, I've got to commit.
Yeah?
I'm committing to. Oh,
Sorry, I didn't give you all the
it's got some sort of
supplies
eye
ahead of time.
infection. It's a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if you can see that on mine there. Okay, let's see. What else? Oh,
Okay.
And what do you call your studio, Andrea? Or your
Oh, the other name I go by is Scowling Owl Studio.
Scowling Owl.
Scowling Owl. That's awesome. Where do you work out of?
Oh, just
Do you
my
have a studio at home?
Yeah, my home studio.
I love home
Yeah.
studios. It's like on YouTube, I just go and watch studio tours because there's something charming about like the space that someone works out of. It inspires me seeing the
Yeah.
spot, like how people work and
Yeah, same here.
because your studio is almost like a reflection of what your head looks like inside.
And you can tell that from Dylan's office.
Yeah.
Stuff
I'm hit like an anxiety level that I can't quite handle. Like how do I? I'm
These are
overwhelmed.
pretty fun.
This is what happens when you
So-
set a bunch of craft supplies in front of an
Yeah.
ADHD man. And just
Probably
like,
need a dress or something. Oh, there's some black.
oh, I'm gonna
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. This is pretty.
I'm gonna
fancy.
put a mustache on
You know
mine.
what? She likes this color. Yeah, she likes that.
Yeah, right, because it doesn't have to be the mother, too. It could be the father.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine is Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury?
Look at that mustache.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, got away from me.
find me somebody to love?
It's really nice. Okay.
All right.
All right, I
We're probably-
think my puppet is complete in terms of this stage. Is there another stage that I have to add?
Mine is almost perfect.
It could have like a dress or something, or clothing. Clothing, there's...
I
Or
think
hair. Should it have hair?
Oh, hair, yeah.
I think my Freddie has hair. He's got a little bibbly
he's
bob
got
on
a-
his head. Look at that little bibbly bob. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera so they can see it.
Little pom-pom.
All right,
There we
Top
go.
knot.
That's great.
I'm ready. I'm ready to.
Okay.
Who
good?
decides which one of our puppets is more momly
More momly?
or more? Yeah. Like this isn't. There's no winners or losers in art,
No.
but there is better
Which one
moms.
do we want to use, though? The audience going to decide?
Yeah. Is whoever comments first who the winner is gets to be the judge.
Tom, I'm giving you this right. Who wins?
I don't know, they're all quite.
I think Freddie's pretty good.
I kind of like having a mustachio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dylan. First big win.
Do I get the gold?
I like hats because it's the only one that has clothes.
Tiebreaker.
All right,
Andrea.
All right.
Casey says Patrick, but she's disqualified.
No, we did say that the first answer. It doesn't matter that it's his wife. Okay, Bob. Oh wait, I have to give me the one. So let's set up for the puppet show. But in the meantime, I have one more lovely story to tell you. It's a story about a company called GemWeb. Should I read it like it's a story? Gem Web Internet Marketing and Design are your local Bruce County-based specialists in web design and business exposure via social media, Google Ads, and search engine optimization. Give us a call or check out our website at GemWeb. That's 2B's GEMWEBB.com. 2B's in GemWeb. Now, it's time for the performance that you've all been waiting for.
Oh, hold on.
Don't worry, there's a thing that plays.
So you're going to be at that end. So Patrick, you're going to be on the other side of me.
Oh, I'm on this side. Okay.
Oh wait, I gotta get Freddie Mercury out of the way.
Oh, here's our script.
Now, a time. Should I give like a vamp? Like, once upon a time, in a world where gunny wolves roamed the countryside, only one girl stood against all odds. Evil was waiting behind every turn, and only one mom was a mom of a girl who faced wolves. The wolves that stalked every living thing. Are the flowers in place? Let's do it. Are you ready? Oh, that's the best.
Oh, we got to show that puppet off before we start this year. Let's hold this closer.
This one, the other
Look at
one will
this.
be a surprise.
Would you look at it?
Look at this.
Just look at that. There you go.
Oh my goodness, she's amazing. I am like a child when it comes to puppets. Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Look at the screen on there.
Okay.
All right.
And, wait, is there a narrator? Do I have to narrate?
I don't usually-
You can narrate. Go for it,
Okay,
Dylan.
yeah.
Okay. There was once a little girl who lived with her mother very close to the dense jungle. Each day, the mother would caution the little girl to never enter the jungle because the gunny wolf might get her.
Never enter the jungle because the gunny wolf might get you.
Okay, Mommy, I won't.
Good.
Here.
Do you have to go out somewhere, Mom?
No, yes. Yes, yes, I do. Where are we in the script, little girl?
I think you have to go shopping.
Oh, yes, I have to go shopping. How could I forget about my shopping trip? Goodbye, little girl.
Okay, and
Remember,
I won't go in the woods.
don't go in the woods.
I won't.
No, it's dangerous.
I won't, Mom, I promise.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay,
Don't go.
I won't.
Bye.
Bye. Whew. Finally. Well, Mom's gone. I'm just going to go out in the backyard here. Ah, so pretty. I'm going to pick that for my mommy. Come, Kakiwa, come. Look at that flower. Am I getting too far towards the woods? It'll be fine. I'm going to pick this one too. Come, Kakiwa, come, Kakiwa. Look at that blue flower. I need that for my bouquet, but it's so close to the woods. I'll be really quick. Come, Kakiwa, come, Kakiwa. Look at all my flowers. I don't know where Mommy said not to come into the woods. It's beautiful here. Huh?
Why for you move?
I don't move.
There you sing that good and sweet and song again. I don't know, that's vaguely an accent.
Come, Kakiwa.
Boy.
Come, Kakiwa. Come, Kakiwa. I have to get away from the gunny wolf. Pip tap, pip tap, pip tap.
Why for you move?
I no move.
Then you sing that good and sweet and song again.
Okay. Come, Kakiwa. Come, Kakiwa. Come, Kakiwa.
Hey, wife, before you move.
I know, move.
Okay. Then sing it the good and sweet and song again.
Again? Come, Quacky-Wa. Come, Quacky-Wa. Come, Quacky-Wa. Pit-pat, 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 pit-pat.
She got away.
And the little girl ran home and never went into the woods alone again.
Hooray! I love this puppet. Thank you so much, Andrea, for coming on the show today and participating in our madness that we like to perpetrate onto the world through
fun.
puppet shows. Where can people find you? Let's make sure we give a quick plug before we close the show.
AndreaZimmer.com. And on Facebook, I'm under Scowling Owl Studio.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
Great.
thank you
Yeah.
again so much for coming on.
you, Millie.
And thank you for bringing these lovely puppets.
Yeah, I hope I get it back.
Well, we'll see. Thank you for watching the show, everyone. Come back next week. Sorry for this random accent I made up. I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. Bye, everyone.
Bye.